در سینه غمباری من مهر خدا خوش آمدی در سینه غمباری من مهر خدا خوش آمدی این نوری مطلق بر دلم از کبریا خوش آمدی این نوری مطلق بر دلم از کبریا خوش آمدی در سینه غمباری من مهر خدا خوش آمدی روشنگری اسرار من داننده اسرار من روشنگری اسرار من داننده اسرار من مشکل کشای کار من عقلی رسا خوش آمدی مشکل کشای کار من عقلی رسا خوش آمدی در سینه غمباری من مهر خدا خوش آمدی سرمت جهان دل خانه بود دل جهان ویرانه بود سرمت جهان دل خانه بود دل جهان ویرانه بود یک لحظه در این دل سراد بهر دعا خوش آمدی یک لحظه در این دل سراد بهر دعا خوش آمدی در سینه غمباری من مهر خدا خوش آمدی
The Tajik Golden Heritage is a magnificent book of 412 pages written by Minister of Foreign Affairs of Tajikistan, Hamrokhon Zarifi. This book was printed in the year of 2012 in Brussels, the capital of Belgium, state member of the European Union. This inspiring book was presented on January 17, 2013 by the Library of Congress and the Tajikistan Embassy in United States. The presentation took place in Washington, D.C., inside the Thomas Jefferson Building located in the Library of Congress. The Tajik Golden Heritage has been published in Tajik, Russian, Persian, Arabic, Chinese, English, French, and German languages. It has been printed in 21,000 copies. The book consists of rich historic arts and crafts of the Tajik people. The first chapter is named The Tajiks and the Indo-European World, which emphasizes the historical ties and connections between the Tajiks and the Europeans. Hamrokhon Zarifi writes in his book the following: while preparing the next edition of this book for European readers, I gave some thought to the things we have in common with the people and countries of Europe. There was nothing fortuitous about this, since it was prompted by my wish at the outset to demonstrate the ancient and historical ties existing between the Tajik people and the countries of Europe, and secondly, to present the rich culture of my people which, to date, is still not well known in the wider world or to the European reader. Let me begin by telling you a story from my own life. When the first child is born into a Tajik family, by tradition, it is the grandfather who has the right to find a name for the child. And this is what happened in my family. When my daughter was born, my father-in-law, Nabiyev Rashid Nabiyevich, who was an outstanding historian and doctor of historical sciences, took his responsibility very seriously and told me an interesting legend about how Alexander III came to marry the Bactrian princess Roxana and about the birth of their son Alexander IV Aegus.
Good morning, and thank you all for coming to this very special event on the presentation to the library of the new book, The Tajik Golden Heritage. I'm Mary Jane Deeb, Chief of the African Middle East Division, that is co-hosting this program with the Embassy of Tajikistan. Ambassador Nuruddin Shamsov is sitting here among us, and he and his team have worked closely with us to put this event together, and I want to thank him for his efforts and hard work. So here to welcome you, Roberta Schaefer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Jane, and I want to welcome all of you and tell you how delighted we are to celebrate the receipt of this wonderful book, and I have looked through the book and it is positively beautiful, and we're terribly excited about this event today. And so without further ado, I'm going to turn the podium over to Chris Murphy to keep things on track. And again, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Good morning. I'm Chris Murphy. I'm the head of the Near East section here in the African Middle Eastern Division. It is in that section that the staff has the responsibility of developing the collection from and about Tajikistan. And we work very carefully with our colleagues in the special format collections to see that we have a collection not only of depth but of great breadth. We are very honored today to have with us the Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary for South and Central Asia, Mr. Jeffrey Pyatt.
Thanks, Chris, for that nice introduction. It's a great pleasure to be here. It's always fantastic to be at the Library of Congress. It's such a national treasure. I was especially pleased to have the opportunity to do this event because it involves Tajikistan. And my responsibilities stretch from Kazakhstan south to the Maldives, so South and Central Asia. But Tajikistan, I've always found, in this wider strategic context of South and Central Asia, Tajikistan is truly the swing state. It is the most South Asian of the countries of Central Asia, or you could look at it as the most Central Asian of the South Asian countries. It is the hub and the ultimate Silk Road state in the context of the vision that my government has advanced of building connectivity and facilitating the movement of people, goods, and ideas between and among the states of South and Central Asia. But what's so nice about the book that's being presented today is that it reminds us of the very long cultural traditions that Tajikistan enjoys. And it reminds us that this Silk Road idea is not something that was brand new when we started talking about it a couple of years ago, but rather rests on the foundation of these very strong cultural traditions. Thank you very much.
Now it is both an honor and a pleasure to introduce the Ambassador of Tajikistan, Mr. Nuruddin Shamsov. Mr. Shamsov was born in Dushanbe and educated there.
Thank you, Ambassador. As is our promise, when we receive materials at the Library of Congress, we are committed to keeping them in perpetuity. And so as long as this institution shall exist, these books shall be here for researchers to consult. And we thank you so much for your generosity in giving us the books and in helping us with this program this morning. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, it is a great honor to welcome all of you to this joint event organized by the Library of Congress and the Embassy of Tajikistan in the United States to introduce the new edition of the magnificent book under the title The Tajik Golden Heritage by His Excellency Mr. Hamrokhon Zarifi, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Tajikistan. This extensively illustrated book examines the history of Tajik decorative and applied arts, which have been established and developed down through the centuries. I firmly do believe that you will enjoy the interesting book and will become more familiar with the culture tradition of Tajikistan. In conclusion, my special thanks go and appreciation go to Ms. Roberta Schaffer, who has lived this hall now, and Ms. Mary Jane Deeb, and our distinguished colleagues from the Library of Congress for their willingness and contribution to this event. Thank you.
We're going to hear from Yasmin Khan. Yasmin is a senior rare book conservator in the Conservation Division of the Library's Preservation Directorate. Welcome, Yasmin.
As the ambassador said earlier, a new national library has been built, and it is one of the largest in Central Asia, if not the largest. So Mary Jane, in the fall of 2006, Professor Christiane Gruber, at present of the University of Michigan, and I were invited by Dr. Ilolov, the President of the Academy of Sciences in Tajikistan. Thank you very much.
کتابی خزینه طلایی تاجیکان که تاریخ مدنیت نادر تاجیکان است در تاجیکستان پیدا شد، در اروپا چاپ شد، در امریکا معرفی شد، در جهان شناخته شد. زنده باد تاجیکستان.